So polar bear hibernates to stay away from the cold even more. Good stuff. And James, what are the abiotic factors of a desert?
Sand and rock. Sunlight.
Yes. What else?
That's all.
There's not much water either, remember? Not much water. Not much water. Kind of cold at night. Remember that, okay? So remember, an abiotic factor is something that's non-living that makes the ecosystem the way it is. You talk about the Arctic, it's cold temperature. You talk about the desert, it's hot temperature. You talk about the rainforest, there's lots of rain. You talk about the desert, there's not a lot of rain, okay? These are things that make the desert or the rainforest or the Arctic the way it is. That's what I need you to remember, okay? And what's a physical adaptation of an animal in the desert?
The fur.
What about their fur?
They have the fur have something like there is too much and it can reflect the sunlight so they don't be hot.
Yeah, they reflect the sunlight so they don't be hot. They're not hot. Good job. So they aren't hot. Good stuff. Ava, what about a behavioral adaptation of an animal in the desert? Yes. What is a behavioral adaptation of an animal in the desert?
The other camels have the long eyelashes, so the sand will not get into it.
No, that's just physical, right? Because that's something the camel has. But what's something that an animal does to survive in the desert? Think about a fox. When does a fox? What does a fox do during the day?
They sleep.
Yeah, they sleep. So they build burrows, right? A fox sleeps during the day to survive in the desert. That's something that a fox does, okay? And where are we? The abiotic factors of rainforest. What are they?
The abiotic factors of a rainforest
So in rainforest, is it hot or cold? What else makes a rainforest a rainforest? So is it sunny? Is it not sunny?
it is sunny.
Okay. And are there a lot of nutrients?
Lot of nutrients.
Yeah, a lot of nutrients. So those are things that make up a rainforest, right? So it's very rainy, there's lots of rain, very hot, there's lots of sunshine, the soil has lots of nutrients, okay? So these are things in a rainforest that make it a rainforest. Pete, what's a physical adaptation to survive in the rainforest?
I think flying.
Flying? Okay, why is flying? What do you think?
So they climb trees.
Yeah, so they can climb the trees. Being able to fly can definitely something. Guy, what's a behavioral adaptation to live in a rainforest? What do you think animals do to survive?
The predators usually live in the understory and the prey is above them.
Okay, so what do they do to get to the prey?
They climb up and the prey is up there. It doesn't know that the predator is under.
Good job. So yeah, they climb, right? They learn to climb. Dino, what's an abiotic factor of a coral reef?
Water.
What else?
Sunlight.
Yeah. And what about the water? Is it deep or shallow?
Water is warm.
Yeah, it's warm. Good stuff. These are all things that make. Yes, we will shortly. These are all things that make a coral reef a coral reef. Okay. Pencil. What do animals have to survive in a coral reef? What physical adaptations do they have?
They like the warm water.
Yeah, okay, they like the warm water, but what do animals look like in order to survive there? What do they have to survive? Yeah, camouflage, right? Most animals have camouflage to help them blend in. Elsa, what about a behavioral adaptation of an animal in a coral reef? What do some animals do to make sure they survive?
They hide in the coral reefs.
Yeah, they hide, right? They hide and they build their homes in the coral reefs too. Okay. Minnie, what happens when an ecosystem changes?
Animals to it to survive.
Yeah, cool. And sorry, I can't see this. Eraser. What's a man-made change to an ecosystem?
Erosion.
Man-made change. What's something that man does to change an ecosystem?
Not spill oil into the ocean.
Spill all into the ocean. Cool, good job. Annie, what's a natural change to an ecosystem?
Rain too much.
Rains too much. Cool. Snow. What happens when it rains too much? Is it good or bad?
Huh?
So when it rains too much and an ecosystem changes, is that good or bad?
Yeah.
It's a question. Is it good or bad?
Bad.
Bad. Why?
Because when it rains so much, the plant will die because there is so much water.
Pizza, what happens after all the water goes away? What do you think will happen to the ecosystem? Lily Potter, I'm going to ask you the same question. What happens when the water all goes away?
Then there will be no water for the fishes to swim and other animals to drink.
Okay, fair enough. So natural changes can be good and bad, okay? When there's a lot of water, it can wash away plants, it can give animals less place to live, but at the same time, it can also help grow that ecosystem too. Now, Hermione has just asked me a very interesting question. She asked me, can we identify an ecosystem by the climate or the abiotic and the biotic factors? So, who thinks you can tell what an ecosystem is by the climate, the abiotic, and the biotic factors? Let's try this, okay? I'm going to talk about an ecosystem. Let me see if you can tell me what it is by me talking about what is there. Okay, so I'll start off easy. There's lots of rain. There's lots of trees. It supports a lot of animal life. Some of the abiotic factors are nutrient-rich soil. Some of the biotic factors are lots of birds, monkeys, etc. What ecosystem am I talking about? Lily, Potter.
The rainforest.
Rainforest. So, let's try another one. There is a lot of, trust me, Hermione, yeah, I know what you're trying to say, but give me a second, okay? What I'll do this time is I will name animals. I want you to see if you can tell me what the ecosystem is, okay? Frog, pond skater, newt, tadpole, fish, Minnie.
Pond.
Pond, yeah, pond. Okay, let's try another one. Let's go even harder this time. Let's be really, really, really hard, okay? Goat, lion, small trees. They use seed dispersal to spread their seeds.
I think it is the mountains.
A mountain, yeah, exactly. Right, now let's try to do this with abiotic factors. So let's go for right, very windy, lots of sunlight, very cold.
The Can you say the last abiotic factor again?
Yeah, very cold.
The Arctic.
Yeah, the Arctic, right? So all of these things, right? And this is what I've been trying to get you to understand a little bit is that what happens is when you have an ecosystem, when the abiotic factors of an ecosystem are the same, biotic factors have to respond. They need to adapt in kind of the same ways. It doesn't matter if it's a plant or an animal. They have to respond to the same thing. So, Hermione, to answer your question, to identify an ecosystem by the climate and the biotic and abiotic factors, yes, it's very much possible. The same as if you look at an animal, right? If you looked at an animal, you can go, hold on, okay, what do I know about this? What do I know about this animal? You can guess by looking at the animal or by knowing what the animal does, where that animal lives, right? Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely possible. Well, what do you think about this?
I don't know, but in the I don't know if they ask us that question and they said to choose one answer only. So, which answer is more specific?
Which one is more specific, the climate or the abiotic or the biotic factors? Which one? Okay, so is it the climate and the abiotic and biotic factors, or is it the biotic or abiotic?
Climate and abiotic factor.
Okay. Interesting. What do you think?
I think that it's the abiotic and biotic factor
Why?
because
Is the climate not an abiotic factor anyway?
if we choose them, then we can know the animals and plants that live there and the weather because we also have the abiotic factor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Everyone else, what do they think? Which tells you more? Which allows you to identify an ecosystem easier? The climate or the abiotic and biotic factors? Which one is easier? You can tell me what they think. Lily Potter, what do you think? Cold rainforest is just a forest, by the way.
I don't know.
You don't know?
They have a lot of rain and forests they don't have.
Rainforests tend to be tropical in places where it's quite warm. Okay.
And I asked you for questions.
Okay, let's go back to the other question now. So, which is easier to identify? The answer is both, really. There's no correct answer there. Okay. If you're to choose one, I would probably go towards the climate and abiotic factors. Mainly due to the fact that if you think about certain types of lizard that live in forests, right? Very hard to choose. You take the idea of evolution, about Darwin going to the Galapagos. You had to study the way the animals have changed over time in order to understand why they live there, because there's animals that live there that do different things than animals that live in other places, right? So I would personally probably go for the climate, because the climate and the abiotic factors, the animals need to adapt for that. The climate does not adapt for the animals there and the living things there. So I would always lean towards the climate, and the abiotic factors will tell the animals what way to do. Okay, so that's how I would. That's the way I'd look at it. Lily Potter, I don't know the answers to those questions. You need to look that up on the internet. Okay, so what we are going to do today is I am going to split you into rooms. And in those rooms, what I want you to do is, I want you to choose one ecosystem. What I want you to do in your groups is discuss what are the abiotic factors that make up an ecosystem. And then I want you to talk about how plants and animals need each other. And need each other, and some of their adaptations. Talk about something that can change the ecosystem. So, for example, if you were to choose, let's go, give you an example here. Let's try this. Desert ecosystem. So, talk about the abiotic factors that make a desert. It is temperature, sand, cold at night, windy, lots of sunlight, okay? Not that much water. Then talk about some of the biotic factors there that need each other. So you can say plants need animals for pollination, blah, blah, blah. And then talk about some of the adaptations. The fennec fox sleeps during the day and has long ears, blah, blah, blah. And then I want you to talk about something that can change that ecosystem as well. What can change a desert ecosystem? Things like too much expansive desert or too much wind, blah, 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 okay? So that's what I want you to do. So when I split you into your groups, best thing to do is choose one person to write, okay? To write for the group. Say, okay, can you please write down what we're thinking, etc., etc. What I'll do is I'll give you 10 minutes when I split you into your groups to fill out all these things, okay? So everything here, specific abiotic factors of that ecosystem, how plants and animals need each other, some of the adaptations, etc., etc., etc. Does anybody have any questions? And please do not talk about your groups. So Lily Potter, do you have a question?
Yes.
What's the question?
You are a science teacher. I thought you must know anything of science.
Statistics, I don't think that falls into science, to be honest. What's the percentage of how much people have built on the earth? Put it this way, if rainforest covers 6% of the planet, if the ocean covers 70% of the planet, if deserts cover about 14% of the planet, that leaves about 10%. So let's say about 10%. Maybe even less. Right? Okay.
But on Earth, they look 10% is so huge.
Well, as I said, I just made that up right there. Okay, so everyone understand what they're doing? I hope so. So I'm going to break you out into your rooms now.
Okay.
So how many do we have? We have 20. Okay. Rosie, Vinny, Ava, Laura, what ecosystem did you choose?
Rainforest.
Okay, so what's the abiotic factors of the rainforest?
Forest floor and water pond.
Okay.
Crops.
Yeah, okay, cool. What else about the rainforest did you talk about?
The biotic
Animals
factor.
help each other by pollination. Birds making home on trees. Squirrels digging trees and live in it.
Okay. Anything else?
Seed dispersal.
Seed dispersal. Cool. And what can change the rainforest ecosystem?
Forest fire and drought.
Drought. Yeah. Okay. Good job. Well done, you four. Good job. Well done, Rosie, Ava, Laura, and Minnie. Well done. Okay, team 2, team high. Who are you? Who was that again? Who was in group 2? Room 2. Yeah. Lily Potter. Who else?
There is also Miss Nigel, Jasmine, and Jon Snow.
Jasmine.
Even though I didn't hear he say anything.
Jon Snow. Perfect. Okay, so you three, what ecosystem did you choose?
The desert.
Desert. Okay. So, what are the abiotic factors of a desert?
We still didn't write it.
Huh?
I only know it is the climate. It is hot now. It has sand, a little bit of water every year, and there is also rocks.
Rocks. Okay. What about the animals that live there? What adaptations do they have?
The phoenix fox has big ears, so the heat in it could go out now. The lizard, then it is cold-blooded, so it goes into a rock and then it sits there waiting for the sun. The camel, it has long eyelashes to prevent when the sandstorm is there. It has big hooves so it wouldn't sink in the sand, and it also has a hump so it could water and food in it. The cactus has a
That's okay. Yeah, that's lots. Okay. What's something that can change a desert?
too much rain.
Yeah, too much rain. Little known fact, most deserts used to be lakes. So yeah, too much rain can turn a desert back into a lake. Okay, good job, you three. Well done. Well done, Jon Snow. So good. Breakout group 3. Who was that? Who were you? Sarah.
Oh no. Me, Sky, and Lily.
Oh yeah, it was. Sorry, you, Sky, and Lily.
Sky's gone.
Sky's gone. Okay, what did you three or you two talk about?
Desert ecosystem.
All right. So what's the abiotic factors of the desert ecosystem?
Sand, air, water, wind, sunlight, temperature, soil, and minerals.
Okay, what about the temperature?
The temperature is very hot.
Yeah, temperature is very hot. Okay, so whenever you talk about the abiotic factors, make sure you talk about how hot the temperature is. Okay. What else? What about the abiotic factors?
Camel, hens, or cacti and aloe, kangaroo, rats, snakes, lizards, and foxes.
Okay, good job. I'm going to move on quickly because I need to get through everyone else. Okay, who was group 4? It was the boys, wasn't it?
Boo and Elsa.
Elsa and
Eraser.
Boo's not here.
What?
Here. He is here.
Where? Oh, he is there. Look at him go. There you are. Okay, let's go. What ecosystem did you choose?
Choose the rainforest.
Okay, what's the abiotic factors of the rainforest?
Rocks, water, sunlight, oil, a lot of rain, and the temperature is hot and humid.
All right, okay. What about some of the animal adaptations, please?
For adaptation, the snake has green. The snake is color to camouflage with the green flag.
Okay, what else? One more.
And the trees, they have they are vine trees to grow on other plants, so they can get sunlight. They have big green
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so look, we're going to run out of time today. Well done to all of you. Tomorrow we'll get Group 5 and Group 6 to talk. So Group 5 was the boys, and then Group 6 was Hen. You know, and I can't remember who else in the group. Sorry. So think about that for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about it first thing. Again, you don't have much homework. I'm not going to give you any homework. Keep studying, and then when we get back to school, we're going to do a test. Okay. So we won't do our test online. We'll do our test when we get back to class. Yes, Lady Potter, question?
When will we go to school?
Monday.
6 more days.
6 more days. Laura, question? Can't hear you. Sorry, Laura, I can't hear you. Pencil, what are you asking me?
Can we talk together?
Yeah, but I need to close this for the recording. But, all you need to do is just open up one again and just send each other the chat, the meeting ID. Alright. If you just go to your Zoom, just click on New Meeting and then just share the meeting ID with each other. It's not hard. Okay. Right. Okay, everyone. Bye bye. See you later.
Bye bye.